Well, back again for 5 minutes of fun, and we're here at the house at Pittsburgh. Let me give you a little look. This is our little house we're building in Pittsburgh, where we stay through the week. Not quite done. Got a little trim and stuff left, but we're thankful for what the Lord has given us. I got my buddy Coco. Coco. Here's my buddy. She's going to help us today. She doesn't like to be left out. Well, let me just say happy Easter to everyone. I wish we were all get together and have our egg hunts and our dinners and big church services, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that this year at this time anyway. But, I hope that this virus thing passes just as fast as it can and we can get back to business as usual. And when we do, you know what, I promise that our kids of our church and not just the kids, but the big kids like me, that we're going to have Easter service. It may not be on the day of the calendar, but we're going to have it. Well, let's look in the Word of the Lord for a little bit here. And Luke chapter 24 is where I wanted to share from. It said, verse 1, "Now upon the first day of the week, very early in the morning, there came into the sepulchre, bringing the spices which they had prepared, and certain others with them. And they found the stone rolled away from the sepulchre, and they entered in and found not the body of the Lord Jesus. And it came to pass, as they were much perplexed thereof, behold, two men stood by them in shining garments. And as they were afraid and bowed down their faces to the earth, they said unto them, Why seek ye the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. Remember how he spake unto you when you were yet in Galilee, saying, The Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men and be crucified, and the third day rise again. And they remembered his words, and returned from the sepulchre, and told all these things unto the 11 and to all the rest. And it was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary the mother of James and other women that were with them, which told these things unto the apostles. And their words seemed to them as idle tales, and they believed them not. Then rose Peter and ran into the sepulchre, and stooping down, he beheld the linen cloth laid by themselves, and departed, wondering in himself at that which was come to pass." I tell you, folks, this is the beautiful Easter story, or one account of it in the Gospels, a partial account. And it's just fabulous. It lets us know that, hey, you know what? Jesus rose from the dead. And we are most certainly thankful for that. Our hope as Christians and our entire salvation is based upon the reality that Jesus rose from the dead and defeated death and sin. Now, I'm drawn to the words of Peter and what he said in this last verse that we read, because I'm drawn to it because of the times that we're living in. I mean, I love Oklahoma. I love Pittsburgh, Oklahoma. I love my home in Harvey, Arkansas, and I love where we lay our heads and pastor a church at Bates, Arkansas. And I really would rather be in church this morning in Bates than I would be here at Pittsburgh, even though I love our home and love Pittsburgh. But that's life, folks. We don't always get to go where we want to go and be where we want to be and do what we want to do. And the good thing is the Easter story reminds me of that. It reminds me that life is not always a rose garden, that it's not always easy, that we're not always where we want to be, doing what we want to do. This lockdown thing, it's pretty hard on a lot of people. And it's reminded me of something that I thought about tremendously yesterday. I just can't wait to get back to church and worship with God's people as a body. But there are a lot of people in the church, in the Christian church, a lot of God's people. Folks, they're locked down every Sunday. They're homebound. Many of them can't get out, and it lets the rest of us know what it's like. I hope we remember this when we get back to our normal way. I hope we remember what it's like to be shut in, to be locked down, and may we take mind of that, and may we do a better job of reaching out to people who are locked down on a permanent basis. But you know what, folks? The Easter story lets us know Jesus, he's the victor, he's the conqueror, he's with us, he's going to see us through. And the reality is, it doesn't have to be good times for Jesus to be there. I mean, the week of the Passion, all the way up to the resurrection, these were hard times for God's people. These were hard times for the Lord himself. But you know what? He was with his people then. He's with us now. I think of the words that Peter said when he looked down and he saw the linen cloth laid by themselves. Said he departed wondering in himself at that which was come to pass. Well, I've kind of wondered myself in this last several weeks. If we've been locked down, I'm kind of like Peter. I'm like wondering what's going on. What's going on here? Okay, what has come to pass? Well, Peter's going to get a very pleasant surprise at the end of this chapter and end of this story. A very pleasant surprise as he's going to come to the realization that even though he thought the Lord had departed from him, he never had. He was there with him. He rose from the dead. Folks, he rose from the dead so that he could be with every one of us every moment of every day. If we are where we want to be, doing what we want to be doing, or if we're locked down somewhere going stir crazy. God is with us. Jesus is here. God bless you. Have a happy and a wonderful Easter. And please, I just say please for this, moms and dads, when you've got your kids, I know you're not gathered, just your own family, a few kids, but when you're doing the little Easter egg hunt in their program, please, will you take a picture of that? Will you post it so the rest of us can see it? We love you. God bless you. Praying for you.